What's up, everybody? I'm just in the lab. What's happening? What's going on? Just on the roads today. What's going on, people? What's up? What's happening? Laval Bell, how you doing, sir? Chimed on in. What's going on? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's going on? Indonesia in the house. What's happening? Lessons, please. What lessons do you want? What you want? What kind of lessons do you want? What's going on, everybody? I'm just in my little room. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Play diminish. There you go. That's a diminished chord. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Listen, no direct sound. I'm just going live. Play some bass. You know what? I just did a bass track today. I may post it later. You never know. I remember you and TC and Don Cranking back in the day. Said, hey, yeah, I remember that. Them were the good old days. I'm old now. Eddie Nelson, how are you? What's going on? All right. What's up, Barbosa? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. What's up, everybody? Talk to me. What's going on? What's happening in the world? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? So what's going on? Talk to me, y'all. Sing and play for you. I may sing something. Listen, the COVID trying to mess the island up. Listen, the Delta variant is kicking up dust out here in the U.S. What's the deal, Cam Project 88? Oh, man, ain't nothing to it, bro. How you doing, man? Never played an actual Fender Rhodes. The Fender Rhodes feels great. I mean, if you got the real deal, there's no need to try to play a keyboard. You know what I mean? If you got the real deal, you know. Shout out to my Fender Rhodes and organ tech, Ken Rich. He made it sound really good. Nothing much, everybody. I'm doing good. I'm glad to be alive, glad to see another day. You know what I mean? I'm just grateful to be alive, you know what I mean? Staying safe, you know what I mean? How many keyboards do you know? Do I know or do I have? What's up, Marie? What's up, Demarie? How you doing, brother? Let's see. What's the most valuable thing you learned on the piano? I'm learning every day, but if I can say what I learned the most is I learned how to spread out the keyboard. You know what I mean? Most organ players, as an organ player, it's kind of difficult. Most organ players don't know how to transition from organ to piano. So that's one of the things that I've learned. You know what I mean? What's going on? Love you back. Love you back, Pasadena. West Coast baby in the house, Pasadena. Which do you prefer best in the studio as far as audio concerned? The real Fender, A100, or Nord Fender? I mean, if you got the real deal, like I said, if you got the real deal, why get rid of it? You know what I mean? Why get rid of it if you got the real deal? You know what I mean? Only thing I can't fit in here is a real piano. If I could, I would have me a Yamaha C7. You know what I mean? Recommendations for tats? No, that was I was foolish and got tattoos when I was in my 20s. I ain't doing that no more. I appreciate that. What is that? David plays keys. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. How do you get a strong hand? You just got to keep practicing. You know what I mean? You got to keep practicing both right and left hand. You love a real rose. I used to play. Yeah, right up. Are you coming to Hear and Play platform? I don't know. I haven't talked to them in a while. You can't play. Let me hear you. God's dope daughter. Here y'all go. Would you recommend for rose restoration? Action, the tines, all of that being repaired. Everything on the rose be prepared. Amp, the whole deal. You got to go through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Mr. Churchy. How do I learn to play in all my keys? I just practice. It takes time and effort. You know what I mean? Yamaha or Nord? I say both. Hammond organ, of course, y'all. Yeah, come on, y'all know better than that. I'm actually getting ready to track a song that I'm doing for worship this coming Sunday. My brother did an arrangement of Vashawn Mitchell's "Joy, You Bring Me Joy," so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that this Sunday. What's going on? South Africa in the house. I know. Has Twinkie Clark inspired you? You can say that. You can say that. Is Kojic Mike ever coming back? Erica Jones, go sit down somewhere. Please, go sit down somewhere. Uh-oh. Oh, White? Yeah, I think you can. You just stole all my stuff anyway. And took all everything that I showed you anyway. Thomas Whitfield. There you go. What's up, Austin? Me and Jason are working on something, y'all. We're working on something. I know Erica is acting a fool, calling me Kojic Mike. What is that? Favorite mixing engineer? I have so many, but because I'm a West Coast and a hip hop fan, Battle Cat is my guy. Battle Cat is my guy. But he's my guy. Nah, we ain't doing that this time, fellas. People, somebody said everybody been waiting for an aim and convocation mic to come back. I may. We'll see. If you're playing mains, how do you adjust to playing with organists from different parts of the country? Because each have different flair. Well, I guess for me, every instrument has its part. You know what I mean? And so, if somebody doesn't have what I'm looking for, I'll show it to them while we working. You know what I mean? Give them the perspective of how the organ accompanies the piano. You know what I mean? So, it's not that you play chord for chord, voicing for voicing. You know what I mean? You accent what the piano is actually doing. You know what I mean? You accompany the piano. So if the piano plays a certain phrase, it depends on if everybody's supposed to play that same phrase, or if not, then you accent, you accompany, you add to it. You know what I mean? So if it's somebody from a different side of the country, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? It's just we all get in that perspective of, okay, what is my part? If he's doing this, what is my part? You know what I mean? So that's a good nugget. No, I didn't take piano lessons, not formally. No, I actually taught myself. Bought a couple of books, looked at a couple of YouTube clips to study, the theory behind chords and rhythm and whatever, you know what I mean, in music. But no formal training. All learned from church. My uncle played, my dad played, and then of course, different musicians in the city, people that I've worked with, you know what I mean? So records, you know what I mean? Erica, leave me alone. What's up, Dre? What two notes you talking about? Wish I could play classical. I would learn. I learn how to play classical. No, I don't play jazz. I mimic jazz, but I don't play jazz. You know what I mean? I play enough to get by. What's the name of the first chord of Thomas Whitfield Praise's name? It's a C sharp 11. Can you talk more about your post about being on time? Well, most of that has a lot to do with prioritizing yourself. A lot of us don't really prioritize your life. You know what I mean? Your itinerary, your 24/7 itinerary. Thank you for the rose comment. You know what I mean? It's how you prioritize your life. You know what I mean? Some people. What's up, Day? Javad Day in the building. What's up, man? No, but as far as my comment is concerned about time, being on time and everything, it's what people deem more important in their life. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when it comes to us musicians and certain gigs, most of us have a respecter of gigs. You know what I mean? And so a respecter of gig meaning I can call you to do something. It may not be something that you want to do, but you're going to do it because of the check. You know what I mean? And so whatever those details are for that gig, you don't really put it in priority. You don't put it in your priorities. What's up, T? You don't put it in your priority. So, say if there's a rehearsal, if there's 3 rehearsals, you look at it as, okay, I can make the last rehearsal. But the truth of the matter is, you gotta do all 3. You know. Antonia, what's up, my sister? How you doing? You know what I mean? So it's just everything is about priority. You know what I mean? What you deem priority in your life. So if you feel that rehearsals or 3 rehearsals or 4 rehearsals is not a priority, you're not going to give it your all, or you're not going to show up on time. You know what I mean? So it's those things that people look at, and then of course they look at how you treat the actual gig. You know what I mean? If you're showing up late, if you have stepping on the music and all that stuff, people know. And people can see that. You know what I mean? So my favorite recording I've done over the years, my favorite recording I've done was my brother's, because number one, we speak the same language. You know, what he does, I do. I mean, have I had fun on a lot of records? Of course, you know what I mean. But I think my brother's music was the best I've, you know, in my life, that I really enjoy. You know what I mean. So Valley Worship, you know it. You know it. What hymn do you want to hear? What hymn do you want to hear? Huh? Play some chainsaw. No, I ain't playing no chainsaw. Erica, please go eat some catfish somewhere. Erica, leave me alone. It's better to be killing on one key or basic in all 12. It's better. All keys are important. I'll just say that. All keys of the keyboard is important. Now, granted, you may not play in all your keys in one gig, but all keys are important. Every key. Right? You get the point. All keys. All right? Leave me alone, Erica. Leave me alone. I'm not singing today. Older blood. Let's see. How you want it? Favorite piano patch on this Nord is Bright Grand. Advice on musicians who want to stop transposing? St. Drew, whatever. If you want to stop transposing, this is the tip. Practice in all your keys. All right? That's the tip. If you want to stop. Can you play We Are Not Ashamed? Damari ain't done it. Okay, so what key did I play that song in? Y'all tell me. What key was that in? TC. That's an old one. "'Tis So Sweet." Let's see. Let's see. Any tips on layering? Let's see. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Any tips on layering? Do I have any tips on layering? I do. What's my tips on layering? Whatever sounds you like. That's my tip. What's up, Ready Mix? Erica, I'm not gonna say it again. You leave me alone here. Leave me alone. Show us my setup. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see. What's up, McCorkle? Do I read music? I read music very little. I'm studying how to read the whole entire staff. Oh, that vibe effect is crazy, Trey. It's crazy. Let me see if I can show you guys my settings. My setup. Let's see here. So here's my setup. This is the my room is a little messy. This is my Nord Piano 5. And this is where you can layer two together. You could cancel one, you could play just one. You can play this side, or you can layer them both. Right? And then you could turn it up here. One side, the other side. You know what I mean? And then you can, of course, you can, like I said, cancel both. Then you come here to your sample synth. So you got one. Then you can cancel that. You got your seconds. You got two. You can layer at least four sounds on one thing on this board right here. And then of course, this is my stage 3. Right? Y'all know about the stage 3. Pretty much has the same sounds as the piano 5. And this is my Rhodes, if y'all can see it, right? And then we got Old Faithful here, which is the ES8, the Yamaha. This is my Phantom X6 that needs to get repaired. I'm gonna take that in. And here's my Moog. Here's what I'm doing on the Moog, right? And then of course someone said I had got the 5080 down here, right? Got the 5080 with a Novation rack. I also have a motif rack that needs to get repaired. So, and this is my drum set, and then on my drum set I play Sovereign cymbals. Sovereign cymbals. I called y'all the other day. Y'all never called me back. What's up with that? I'm not finna blast y'all out. Yeah, I love y'all. Okay, this cymbal right here is so dope. I want to say this is the Elroy. This is an Elroy. Sovereign Elroy. Let's see. Y'all hear that? That thing is crazy. And then, of course, my signature cymbal, right? That thing naturally warps. It's amazing. And then, of course, my splash. I'm still waiting on my 16-inch hi-hats, but these are my 14s. So, this is my drum set. And then, of course, the B3. Yes, Remo all day, every day. Come on now. Don't play with me. And this is my beat. Not the beat. This is the A100. This is where I do it. I got a jazz bass. I got a jazz. I got a Schecter over there. What else? And then of course my desk, which is a hot mess. I won't show that no more. My desk is a hot mess. But that's where I'm at. This is where I'm at. It's my workstation, y'all. It's my workstation. So it's where I make the magic happen. Come on, man. Call me, man. Ain't nothing but a number. Ain't nothing but a number. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just here. Who said Mike, please? Oh. Plays on organ. I'm going to play organ in a minute, so. What y'all want me to play on organ? Yes, I use Pro Tools. I'm still on Pro Tools. My Leslie is in another closet in my place. It's isolated really good. I'm not finna go be digging through my stuff to get to it. So, but it's in another closet. Okay. I have a Leslie that's hooked up. All right. Voicing placements. What's your method? My method of no MKS, guys. No MKS. It's in the software, but I don't have the rack. Oh yeah, Tracy Carter is my man. That's my bro all day. How much do I charge to play on a Sunday? I have a church that I play at, y'all. I don't play. I have a church that I play at. Well, I minister. The church, I minister at. I don't just play. I minister. Play the Promise. I love Aaron Lindsay's playing. Aaron Lindsay is one of the dopest players, producers, writers out there. I love him, and he's a dear friend of mine. Dear friend of mine. Well, look at y'all. I'm in here digging, y'all. I'm just having a little fun. Just wanted to get online, play the old Rugged Cross. I gotta turn the organ on. I gotta set that up. I'll do that to you, Rod. I promise. I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I'll do that. Yes, I'm live. He cannot fail. Let's see. I bit it. I bit it. You crazy. I'm not doing that. Okay. Let's see. It as well. How in depth should I study in theory? Study as much of it as you can, because it'll help you. It'll help you. You know what I mean? A better understanding uh, in church and in gospel. Theory is really not something that has been mandated, but it helps you know what it is that you're playing. Understand chords, understand voicings, and how it coincides vocally. You know what I mean? So, yeah, learn as much as you can. Peace, place for the good of him. Okay, I'm gonna do a concert and do all these songs. Okay, y'all, I'm not finna do them right now. God bless you. God bless you. What's up? What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? What's the biggest theory lesson you have learned? Uh, understanding chords and voicings. That's the biggest thing. Understanding chords and voicings. TC, cut it out. Uh, but yeah. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. I learned. Do I like keys or organ better? All my organ players. All my organ players, give me some hearts. All my organ players. If you're an organ player, give me a heart. All the organ players. No organ players? Okay. Ben is an organ player. Who else was an organ player? Damari, you an organ player. What happened to you? Where you at? Nobody wants to give me no hearts. Okay, sounds good. But anyway, all right, there they go. There they go. All right, cool. As an organ player, I developed a love for playing the keys or the love for playing the piano because it's a different approach and it's amazing. But will I trade being an organ player? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because that's the one instrument that takes a lot of coordination. You have to learn how to do, get around the drawbars. You know what I mean? Most guys, the first thing that they do is get on the organ. The first thing they do is hit the switch before they even play a progression. Really? 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 The switch, the Leslie switch, you know what I mean? Organ and drums is the best ever. That was it for church. Mainly black church, organ and drums. The piano and all that stuff came later, you know. But do I love playing the piano? Well, of course I do. I love it. I love it. I love playing the piano. It puts you in a different mindset. And you know what I mean? If I have to play between the two instruments, if I had to play one or the other for atmospheric sake, it would definitely be the piano. It would definitely be the piano. Organ, yeah, we can scream the organ all day long, but I think I'm past that stage of church where all I hear is organ. You know what I mean? I want to hear some melodious. I want to hear piano. I want to hear, you know, piano strings is cool, but I like to hear, you know, the flutes. I like to hear all of the bells and the whistles. You know what I mean? But you know, you ain't having church unless the organ ain't screaming. You know what I mean? You know, and at least that's what they say. You know what I mean? And that's cool. You know, I don't mind screaming the organ. You know, I do it every Sunday. But if I had my way, you know what I mean, I would play the piano. What's my favorite synth? My favorite synth would be Roland Products, mainly the Juno, because I think that's what I was exposed to when I was learning how to play the Juno. My mom's brother-in-law, my uncle, he had a Juno when I was coming up, and I was like, I fell in love with that thing. And but yeah, Roland has the best synths to me. They have the best synth keyboards to me. South Africa, what's going on? I appreciate it. Thank you. But, you know, you guys let me know what y'all think. Let me know, you know, if piano is better in church, or if organ playing is better in church. Y'all tell me. I want to hear from y'all. Y'all let me know. The 106. How did I get introduced to Jason White? We grew up in church. A lot of my relationships, friendships, and everything come from church. 15 years later, you and Kevin Powell need to do another. CCM is pushing the organ away. That's a whole nother conversation. But tips from organ. Tips from an organ from piano. There's a technique that you gotta have for playing the organ. It's called the crawl technique, because there's no sustain pedal, so everything is here. When you play an organ, everything is in here. You know how you. I wish I could demonstrate it, but my organ is off, and I have to set all that up to track. But it's here. Whereas piano, you're boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? But once you get that, you'll be fine. And then you gotta coordinate your pedals, and then knowing what drawbars does what. So other than that, you cool. But don't be getting on that. Leslie switch too much. But yeah, the organ quality that the organ lacks. Wait, the quality. I missed that one. Somebody said the quality that the organ lacks. I missed that. Depends on who's playing them. That's true too. But being that CC's been pushed away, being that I can't find that comment. Rod, what you say? What was it like working with Kevin Bond on Diary Psalmist? Kevin Bond was a dream to work with. Well, he and I did. We did a record before that. We did TD Jakes, Wing and a Prayer album before we did the Diary of a Psalmist. The Diary of a Psalmist, that was just, man, we had so much fun on that one. That was just a lot of energy. A lot of energy. We had so much fun doing that record. I think after the first record, he and I just we just opened up. You know what I mean? That record was just, you know, we just opened up. We just had so much fun. I think the whatchamacallit was let's see, Michael. Can't wait for Darnell to bring you to South Africa. Let's pray about that. But as far as Kevin Bond, going back to the Wing and a Prayer record, I think for me that was the record that kind of like broke the ice. You know what I mean? It broke the ice. But when we did Diary of a Psalmist, I mean, we just took off. That record was just a fun record to do. And so, but being able to work with Kevin was a dream. And so, and he allowed me to be me. You know what I mean? As a keyboard player, and being that I study his style and his flow and what he does, it was easy for me to come in and just fit. You know what I mean? So it was just a dream. That was you on the Ox. Yeah, Wing and a Prayer. I had the afro sweater, all that costume jewelry, just looking a mess. But yeah. But Organist Church, end of discussion. Okay, so what do you do if the organ goes out and all there is an upright piano or a piano? Are you gonna play the piano? Come on, Jay, talk to me. Tips on playing an organ. Playing organ. Organ tips for musicians who want to play for major gospel artists. I'll say this about playing for gospel artists. The only way you gonna play for major artists is if someone speaks your name. If someone lets an artist know, okay, who can, you know what I mean? You have to let them discover you is what I'm saying. Prime example, I was at my grandfather's church, and there was something going on. I think it was like a conference or whatever was going on, and my uncle brought Donnie McClurkin in, and he didn't bring nobody, but it was just us playing. And so he ended up doing his church medley, Living He Loved Me, back then, and we played that medley, me, Bennett, my brother, and my cousin Charlie, and the homie George Johnson. And that's how I started playing for him. He came in and saw us playing. He liked it, I guess, and then here we are. So the point I'm making is, they'll discover you. You just keep doing what you're doing, and then trust me, your name is gonna surface. You know what I mean? If you're doing something good, your name is gonna surface. If you're doing something bad, your name is gonna surface. So don't even look to be trying to play. Just you keep doing what you're doing, and then they'll discover you, and then the opportunity will present itself. You know what I mean? So, what'd you say? I missed that. What encouragement can you give some of us local working musicians? That's what I'm saying, TC. He was shocked that we knew all his music. Local musicians, I would say this, right? Every one of us are a local musician in our area. Every one of us. I'm a local musician in California, in Los Angeles. My deal is, the thing is, you just keep doing you. There's a lot of talented guys in your city. There's a lot of talented guys in your area where, you know, they could play circles around some of us that are out here making, you know, doing what we do. And you know what I mean? Just be encouraged. Just stay doing what you do. Your time will come. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times what happens is the ones that are out, you know what I mean? You know, they don't take the time to bring their peers with them, if I can say that. They won't bring their peers along with them. You know what I mean? What I tried to do when I was younger, I tried to reach out to a lot of my peers that were musicians, you know, because I wanted them to work as well. You know what I mean? And so at the end result is whatever route you guys go, it's okay. You know what I mean? But as a local musician, you know, learn all you can learn, do all that you can do. Your time will come, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So what's the difference to you between Nora keyboards and multi-keyboard and church service? There's really no difference. There's really no difference. Let's just go ahead and dispel the rumor, right? If I had my way, I would have a Montage, right? I would have rolling keyboards, and I would have Nora keyboards, and possibly a Korg. There's no difference. If they all got the same sounds, you know, the sound texture may be different. The keyboard texture may be different, but it's all preference at the end of the day. All of this stuff is preference. You know what I mean? No one keyboard, no one drum set, no one bass guitar is better than the other unless that's what you like. You know what I mean? That's what you like. You know, how you choose to use it, how you choose to play it, that's what makes the difference. You know what I mean? But a piano sound is a piano sound. You know what I mean? A string sound is a string sound. A bass string is a bass string. You know what I mean? So it's just preference. You know what I mean? It's all preference. You know. So that's about it. Not yet. I'm working on that. God's chosen. I'm working on that. Okay, stay tuned. Working on that. Let's see. It all depends on skill too. Of course, most definitely. It all depends on skill. All the conversations in this live bless me. Oh, no problem. Thank you. Have you yet played Montage? Yeah, I did. What did I do? Me and my cousin Bennett played for Snoop Dogg on his Bible of Love. When he did the talk shows, we did Jimmy Kimmel, and I played the Montage there. We did Steve Harvey show. I played the Montage there. So yeah, I played the Montage. The one I haven't played yet is the new CP88, I believe is what it's called. What's your approach on backing the preacher? That's a good question. Backing up a preacher is you try to stay out the way, right? You try to stay out the way. Greetings from Romania. Hey, Romania, much love. But as far as backing up the preacher, let's talk about that. Most preachers tell you when to play that downbeat, right? Whatever that downbeat is. They don't want extra anything, you know. Mainly it's predicated on your preacher, what your preacher want. You know what I mean? What is a pro gospel keyboardist to you? I'm gonna get to that. Tips of chord voicings. Here's a good tip. Keep your melody up top. Once you do that, you can do anything else. If you keep your melody up top. But backing up the preacher is basically a preacher's preference. You know what I mean? I fortunately have a pastor that lets me do what I want to do as far as backing him up. As long as I don't take him out of another key, you know what I mean? But preacher versus singer. Um, it depends on the singer. Same as the preacher. It depends on the singer, because a singer doesn't. Most singers don't know music, and the singers that we hear singing now, they're just coming into the knowledge of how to get around uh, musically, vocally, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They just now figuring it out, but still, it, it's predicated on what that vocalist know. If the vocalist is musical and has a knowledge of where chords go and everything, you know, then yes, that all day. You know what I mean? That all day. But there's a fine line too, because some singers, they don't want you to. They do a whole bunch of uh, reharmonizing and all of that. You know what I mean? They don't want that. Some just want just the simplest stuff ever. You know what I mean? And I think, as musicians, mainly board players, we're getting away from the premise of playing a song. It's the premise of the song that's gonna, you know what I mean, give us its identity. It's gonna make the singer comfortable. You know what I mean? So once if you start overplaying and everything, then you done lost everybody. Thoughts on MK Succession Extreme? I have it on my iPad. I'm still trying to work it. I gotta get with my man on the MK Sensation. I saw another question. Can you speak on EQs on piano and synth? What effects or plugins do you use? Basically, EQs is to the person's ear. It's like, some drummers like high tune 10-inch tom, some like a lower tune 10-inch tom, or high pitch snare. A lot of drums like high pitch snares. I really don't know why, but something else. But a high pitch snare or something like a low pitch snare. You know what I mean? It's all preference. You know what I mean? So, but the EQ, you just want it to come off clean. You just want it to come off really, 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 really clean, really warm, and what have you. So let's see. What'd you say, Jeremy? Do I like the Baptist style hoop better? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It don't matter. Like a cadence, a slow cadence, for me, is painting the picture. A fast cadence is painting the picture. You just got to know what you're doing when you're faster. When you're playing faster, Played S90 years ago and scooped some low. Yeah, let's see. That's true. Hard for most soloists to trust keyboard. Mids. Yeah, chord mids, everything. But yeah. How do you solo over chords? Can you improve playing the bass pedals on organ without looking down so much? That comes with time. Just Blaze. If you're practicing how to do it, it just comes second nature. But no, I wouldn't play for a CCM church. No, me personally, I don't like CCM music because it confuses me, if that makes sense. It really confuses me. I get lost with a 1 4 1 5 6 4. So I really get confused. So me, CCM, no, that don't work. As far as the Rolling 2000, I haven't played that yet. You know what I mean? Tips on music directing. That's a good one. Tips on music directing. All my music directors, all my MDs, all my MDs out there. The number one tip for an MD is this: having trust in your bandmates. Trusting your bandmates and allowing them to be comfortable so they can give the best that they can give. You know, get what I'm saying? Now, that's a fine line too, because one can say, well, you getting a check, so you need to do this, you need to do that. True enough. You know what I mean? You know, who much is given, much is required. I get that. But the reality is this, right? You don't have to be a best friend to your bandmate, but be sensitive enough to have that trust, and then to, like, sometimes, when people get into a situation, you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what they are dealing with before they get to you. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So, it's always good to say, hey man, how you doing? How you guys doing? Everybody, y'all good? Everybody straight? How's the family? Check on, how's the family? What's going on here? How's everybody doing? It gives people to break the ice where they don't share their whole life, but it's like, yo man, I'm dealing with this, or this is going on, but I'm glad to be here. You know what I mean? When you get to the point where your guys are saying, man, being here is the best thing for me right now, they will give you the best that they have. You know what I mean? And you trust them to give them the best that they have, and then they'll in return trust you as a leader. You know what I mean? And it's not a dictatorship. Being a music director is not a dictatorship where you got to tell somebody, I want you to play an E. I want you to play this chord, play that chord. That stuff is part of it, but it's not a dictatorship. You know what I mean? Like, it, the premise of the music is what it is, but in order to be creative as a bass player, as an organ player, if you're not the MD, as a drummer, letting your guy shine in the music. You know what I mean? And then of course being a lead by example. You got to lead by example. So if again, goes back to the time thing. If you calling out call times, music director, you got to be there way before the call time. You know what I mean? The one thing I can say, I had the opportunity to work with Ricky Minor at the AMAs, I think back in 2018. And shout out to Jason for calling me for that. You know what I mean? When they call times, that's what it was. You know what I mean? The day of the show, call time was at 7:30 a.m. for everybody. And so, you just, and he was there before all of us. So what I'm saying is, like, as a leader, you got to lead by example. You get what I'm saying? You got to take all of the hits. The leader takes the hits before the band does. You know what I mean? The singers does. So, you know what I mean? It's all about making your guys comfortable and what have you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Any new music coming out? Of course, new music is coming out. I actually did produce. This year I produced a record that came out off a local guy out here in LA. His name was Deontay Duckett. He got a record out that I produced. I forget what it's called. But his name is Deontay Duckett. And what's this called? Forgiven. That's the name of his record. It's called Forgiven. That's already out. Getting ready to work on a couple of new things for the rest of the year. So that's part of the reason why I'm in the lab. I've been in the lab. I don't do that much traveling and everything. So all of my work is at home. I'm working on some stuff with you know what I mean? I'm working on a lot of things with a lot of people, and so getting ready to get it all out and everything. So y'all just stay tuned for stuff that comes out. I'll be sure to post it and everything. Thank you. Grateful for your grace. Yes, sir. Thank you. What else? So somebody said something about underplaying. anytime you underplay, that just shows that you're not you're passive, I guess I could say. If you underplay, if somebody got to push you to play and everything, then you're not really, I don't think you're ready to hit the main stage, because the main stage is you got to be on it. You have to be on it. So you got to get out of that mindset. Have you played together with Corey Henry before? Yes, me and Corey Henry did a record together. What's the record we have done? We've worked together with Spud, Del Freeman, Isaiah Sharkey, on Myron Williams, on a Myron Williams album. I forget the name of that record. And we worked on that record. And then there was a song that we did together on Marvin Sapp's record. I forget. It was a studio record. I forget the name of it. I forget the name of that record. But yes. The point is we play together. Yes. How you come over with progressions? You ever play anything the same? Of course I play everything the same. Everything the same. I mean, chords. You can play only so many chords where they just recycle. That's that. What are your rates and any tips? Choices. As far as my race concerned, I will not disclose that on this live. Thank you very much. Yes, Myron Butler. Speaking of Myron Butler, I did I played his record, his recent record that he got an award for, My Tribute record. I played on that one as well. So that's a new record. That's out. Let's see. What's the best way to play fluent on 12 keys? You just gotta play it. You gotta play it till you become fluent. There's no, when it comes to practicing, there's no trick. There's no tricks to becoming fluent. You have to constantly play it. I've been playing for 35, soon to be 36 years. So in the 36 years, I've become fluent over time. You know what I mean? Thank you for that comment. Can I sell you a Nord, please? Absolutely not. Do I ghost write? I wrote on some things. Yes, I ghost write, whatever you want to call it. I did write some music on some records. What is your favorite music to play? I play whatever I'm inspired to play. So now I don't really have a favorite song to play or favorite music to play. We can't afford you. That's not true. So y'all stop that. Stop it. Best shout tips. Keep it simple. That's the best way I can just say shout tips. Keep it simple. Like, you ain't got to keep doing a whole bunch of licks just to get the point across. Keep it simple. It's for the congregation to praise God. You know what I mean? And the moment you start doing a whole bunch of musical stuff, ain't nobody gonna be praising God. They gonna be looking. Wait till you get done. I've seen that happen before too. A whole bunch of cartoon licks and shout music, and people just looking at the band like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" What is your favorite Norman Hutchins record you love the most? I don't know. They all have their points for you, for where you are in life, and so they all good. Tips on intermediate musicians trying to become advanced and who want to get better. Just keep practicing, y'all. Just keep practicing. There's nothing else that you can do to get around practicing. You got to practice. What to practice. What do you practice? Go back to the basics. Find the basics. Go to practice scales. You know what I mean? Practice different types of scales. Practice chording, voicings. You know what I mean? Break it down. You know, see what you can add to it. You know what I mean? That develops over in time. And then of course, like, your experience, and then what you experience, like in playing, that's a form of practicing. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I didn't like going to Friday night service, but that was a time where I played, and you know what I mean, it helped me to be the person that I am now. You know what I mean? Sunday night service. Every opportunity, those are experiences. Every opportunity to be able to play, to be able to, if the pastor sung a hymn that I never heard, I try to pick it out. You know what I mean? And as I got older, technology started evolving, and then you got YouTube. So like, if there's something that that I never heard before, I try to pick it out, and by God's help, I figured it out. But if I didn't, I try to go home and study it and hear it. You get what I'm saying? So practice. You got to practice. Everything is practice. You know what I mean? To get better. You know what I mean? So, and no cheat codes. There's no cheat codes. How old were you? When you played for your first church? I grew up in church. I was 6 years old. My first song I played was Walking Jesus is the light of the world. Mercy shine bright. Mixing tips. Mixing tips. I wish I can get him dive into mixing as I wish I could, but if I could say one thing is, like, there's a lot of producers that mix biasly, if you could say. If you're a bass player that's a producer, you produce from a bass player's perspective. If you're a keyboard, you produce from a keyboard perspective. If you're a drummer, you produce from a drummer perspective. So your mix is going to be biased based on what instruments you play. And so for me, I try not to become a biased producer. So you know what I mean? So I don't hear no keys, bring it up. I want to hear everything balanced. You know what I mean? And ultimately, when you're producing vocals, it's about the vocals anyway. So when you mix it, you got to make sure everything is an even balance. You know what I mean? Exactly. You got to be a big picture kind of mixer. So you know what I mean? Everything has to be an even balance. You know what I mean? So that's my tip. Can we get another Daniel Johnson Mike Reap collab? That was crazy. Oh, man, that was kind of dope. That was a good question. The devil is alive. My thing came on. What the hell, man? Let me fix this, guys. Let me fix this. Let me fix it. Give me 1 second. Let's see. You ever rehearse moments like organ worship? No, I didn't rehearse that. How many years do you have in the music industry? As a musician, I started playing for Kurt Carr and then Donnie McClurkin. I started in 1995. So, but yeah, that's a long time. Somebody said tips to hold a cell phone. Man, you got these mounts and carrying on. They be acting up. So, music loop, MPC loops or computer loops. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The one thing I found out about the MPC is that when you try to record in, if you just doing a continuous loop on a song, like say like if you did a live recording and you use the loop and then you want to go back and add those sounds separate, and then you go ahead and try to just use a continuous loop, the MPC would drift. So for me, what I do now, if I'm using an MPC, I'll just use a 4-bar, 2 to 4-bar loop, and I'll go ahead and record it on a grid. That way it won't drift. You get what I'm saying? So like say like if I want to use those files in the live recording, and I want to put those files, and I'll just take it from the recording grid that I use, put it in, and then I just copy and paste it. That's what I do. So what's the keys to adding colors to songs? You gotta have an ear for it. You definitely gotta have an ear for it. Let's see. Having keys for adding colors. We all know that bells, lead lines, flutes, pads, those kind of things, those are your essential colors that you put in a song. But you also gotta have a color for like, you gotta have an ear for like atmospheric sounds. You gotta have an ear for like sound effects. You know what I mean? How does that coincide with the lyrics? Depends on what the lyrics are saying. How can you bring the lyrics to life musically in your colors? You know what I mean? So those are the keys. Those are some good keys. You know what I mean? Where do you get your inspiration from? Who are your influences? Billy Preston was one of my main influences. I listened to different records. Yes, that's a 003. I'm still using the 003, people. Then of course, Bond, Kevin Bond, my dad, my uncle, and so many others. Derek Jackson is an influence organ-wise. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would love to come to Ghana. What do you do to get your claps to smack the way it does? I have sampled. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave it alone. But I have sampled claps that I've used on different records, and that's how I got my claps. How do you get to work with Kevin Bond on the Marvin Sapp album? Kevin Bond called me. Kevin Bond was the producer, and he called me, and that's how I got on the record. Let's see. But yeah, these are some good nuggets. Good nuggets. Have you been on tour with a secular artist? No, I haven't. Tips for overcoming a producer's block. Let's see. This is what I do. When I have a producer's block, I would stop everything that I'm doing, go for a drive, go somewhere, and take your mind off the music, and just observe everything around you. Observe what's going on around you, and that's how I get rid of mine. Can you talk about the business side of music, like royalties and copyrights? I will. I'm not gonna do that right now, but I will. I will eventually. I eventually will. Ever practice jazz? Sometimes. Most embarrassing moment while playing keys. This is the most embarrassing moment that I ever had playing keys. I was in Bermuda, the island of Bermuda, with Donnie McClurkin, and we was playing the last song, and Donnie ended the show, but we were still playing music. So I was standing up, but they gave me this old, I don't know if you guys remember the old drum throne where it was like it was one pole, but then it broke off with two legs in the back. So it was a three leg drum throne. So anyway, I stood up not knowing the drum throne had failed to the side. So I'm grooving, you know what I mean? The fellas is grooving. And I tried to sit down, and when I tell you I bit it so hard, and I was still playing, I bit it so hard, everybody laughed at me on the stage. That was the most embarrassing moment that I've had playing keys. How does a pro keyboardist look to you? Well, uh, I don't know if when I do that, I'm not gonna be doing that lately. I ain't gonna be doing that, picking up no keyboards while playing. Uh, how does that look to me? Well, someone that honors every gig, someone that honors time, someone that honors the music, someone that honors the apparel of the gig, someone that Ernest Pugh, what's up, sir? How you doing, man? Uh, Ernest Pugh got I did going back to records that I've done. I produced Ernest record, The Outpour. He's got a new one getting ready to come out too. Which one is that, Ernest? Come on, talk to us. As a matter of fact, Ernest, hit me up on the thing if you can. Let's talk. Hit me up on the thing, on the live, if you got time, if you have time. Uh, but um, but yeah, uh, 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 someone that honors everything. Come on, Ernest, hit me up. Let's talk. Let's see. Can we go live? There he go.
Pastor
What's up,
B,
you?
what up, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm trying to get to where I can see you.
You can't see me?
I mean, mine look kind of fuzzy, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got this big old circle, so I'm about to be blind when I get done with this.
Oh, let me go get one. Hold on, man. What new record? You doing a new record on me?
Did you just do a recording in Rochester?
It was actually like it was a concert,
Oh,
a video, but I'm gonna use some of the stuff, from Outpour One, because we didn't get the tour,
oh,
so
okay.
I called it Outpour 2.0. But what I'm doing is it's like a deluxe CD kind of. Like I'm gonna add about 3 more songs to the one we did and try to do something in 2022. I don't know.
Sweet.
If you got time for me.
Come on, man. Y'all, I'm a phone call away. But let me just say this. Let me just say this to the world. Ernest Pugh, we got together in 2007. I was in Memphis, Tennessee. We was in Memphis, Tennessee, celebrating the 100 year of Kojic.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, we didn't know each other from a canopy. Our dear brother, the late Troy.
Oh
Clark,
man.
the late rest in peace. May he rest in peace. The late Troy Clark got us together, and the following year we did the Rain on Us record.
Yep.
And that catapulted our relationship, our brotherhood, and of course our music journey. And so I owe you, sir,
Oh man,
debt of gratitude, because you took a chance on me. You know what I mean? And let me just let everybody know this. Anybody you work with, if the relationship isn't real, don't waste your time.
right?
You know what I mean? Do not waste your time. Chemistry is everything. And so, Ernest really took a chance on me to produce his music. And because when we got together, I wasn't really a big time producer. You know what I mean? I don't even consider myself a big time producer now. You know
Yeah,
I mean?
right.
But because this man took a chance on me, I owe him a debt of gratitude, and I appreciate you, sir.
Well, can I say this?
Come on,
I just wanted you to do for me what you had done for Judy McAllister, Norman Hutchins, and I was like, I want that sound, man. I just want. And so Troy was like, well, Mike worked for the church. He's super busy. I said, well, Troy, just put my name in the hat and see if he'll call me back. And he called. He said, guess what? Y'all gonna be in the same city. I'm gonna put it together. So I still didn't think, because you were going to Africa, you was doing Kurt Carr, and I was like a nobody. I had never done a major record. So first thing I was nervous about was the money. He said, well, he ain't really about money, but if the vibe is good, Mike will rock with you. And I was like, Lord, please let him rock with us. And you came and y'all did y'all thing. And I mean, when I tell you Rain on Us has set the trajectory, we've been all over the world with that when you did I Need Your Glory. And the crazy thing, I have to say this just to let people know who you are. When you put Oil with Skill, I Need Your Glory had been recorded by William Murphy. It had been recorded by Zaccardi Cortez. James Fortune had done it. When we put it on, I don't know, I say the favor of God has to come undergird your oil and your skill, and then time and chance. And it's just, Kerry Douglas came to me. He said, whatever you and that Bereal got, I would never come between, because they was trying to pick my producers. Whatever y'all got, keep it going. So just to show you, you did that record 11 years ago. God Wants to Heal You came back and took #1 position again. So, you know, skill is one thing, but you got to have skill, the anointing, the favor. And I think that's what we had.
Exactly. And so, you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because, you know, I don't never want to be like, you know, it happened because of what I've done, my sound. It's never about this. It's about each other. It's about what you bring is what I bring, and we ultimately give God glory in that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Someone said Our God was the banger.
Oh, that should have been a single.
Yeah, my brother TC wrote that one.
Yeah.
For you. And I go back
Hosanna
once in a while.
But Hosanna, the problem with Mike is style, which is what I love you for that. I love you so much about you. But it was so many singles on that record, and in gospel, everything moves so slow. So Rain on Us would not come down out of the top 10 for us to release The Great I Am. And then that took 3 years. So by that time, I was out of that deal. So we were like, I think Hosanna, I think God was a hit. That Yes was a hit. It was just so many hits on that record. So much so I'm gonna revisit Rain on Us on the next anniversary, and I'm gonna release that record all over again.
See, man.
So you'll get a little check. If it sell, you'll get a little food stamp, book of food stamp or something. If it don't worry about it. Act like you never heard it before. But man, let me get out here and get on my Zoom. But I appreciate you. I'm gonna be calling on you for the tour. I'm with Key. He's on here right now too. Okay. Key One is on here. My booking agent. He's setting up some stuff. You're gonna go on the road with us if you got time to do some of these dates. Yes, sir. It's a tour. Sir. He's on here, so we're working at it now. I ain't gonna hit you though till I know it's set, and then we gonna hit the road. Got you. Love you, man. Love you too, y'all. This Ernest Pugh, man, one of my buddies, my dear friend and colleague. For life. For life. So, yes, sir. All right, man. We'll be in touch. All right, buddy. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, that was cool. Good to hear from him. But yeah, man. You know, it's all good. All right. I love you all. It's time to get back to work. I just wanted to come and share. I love you guys. I love everybody. Let's keep this thing going. Much love. Listen, the Delta variant is kicking up really big. So everybody, y'all stay safe. Y'all wear your mask, and y'all stop beating up people. Stop beating up people on this IG just because someone posts something. You know what I mean? Y'all stop taking offense to stuff. If it don't apply to you, let it go. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just let it go on some real stuff. Social media ain't the way of life. Okay? It's not the way of life. So, you know, let's not be ignorant in that kind of stuff. Love you guys. All right. I'll reach out another time. I don't know when, but y'all pray for me. Love you all. Peace.